Happy Sunday, guys. What's up? Welcome in to another episode of the Daily Juice Podcast with me, Matt Perrault, at Sports Talk Matt. That, my handles across all socials. This, the podcast, being brought to you by our title sponsor, OmahaSteaks.com. You guys go there, juice in the search bar. That activates a $30 off savings. Additionally, aside from the 50% off going on right now across their entire site with a semi-annual sale going on at OmahaSteaks.com. Check it out. Go get a great package for grilling. It's that fall crisp grilling season for football, tailgating and whatnot that we all love with OmahaSteaks.com. What we don't love is the record and what happened last night. So we went into the night pretty good. I mean, we were riding a sweep and we were feeling kind of good about ourselves. I guess not a sweep. Sweep was 2 days ago, but we were feeling kind of good about ourselves. We thought, all right, we're clicking along here pretty good. Had a decent week going. We were let's see, 3.5. We were up about 2 units, and then we lost it all. We're down for the week after going 1-4-1 yesterday. I got cocky, okay? North Carolina continues to be my bread and butter here. I'm big on Drake May. Drake May over on his passing yards. Again, a monster game for Drake May. So we're well on our way to cashing that over 3150 yardage prop for him. I have a 16-1 ticket on the Heisman for him. I don't know if I made that official or not. I don't think I made that official, but I have a 16-1 ticket on him to win the Heisman. That number is going to drop. I mean, it was 40-1 2 weeks ago. That number is going to drop dramatically. Drake May for North Carolina, back-to-back weeks of just putting up big numbers against ACC foes. People still keep on doubting this North Carolina team. And with Tez Walker back, see what he did in that game against Miami in the second half? That's why Mac Brown was so ticked off about what the NCAA did with having that kid miss a bunch of games. But he's back. And so is the Heisman campaign for Drake May. So that's the only game I got right. Hockey goes 0-1-1, 7 goals being scored. Couldn't get the open net one or the game tire from the Oilers. They lose both games to Vancouver. Whew, yikes. That's not good for the Oilers. Start 0-2 against Vancouver. But we got that on a push. We got the Avalanche. They won the game. I made a little money back by taking them when they were down, when it was 1-0. I took them a little plus money action on them on the money line, but small wager, nothing serious. So still lost money on the game, but a 2-1 win in overtime, or I guess a shootout for the Avalanche. They do win the game, but not on the puck line. I thought they played much better than they did against the Sharks. So that was 0-1-1. Lost that one, but that was a plus money bet a little bit, so an even money bet, so that wasn't too bad for us on that. So overall, I think we wound up down 3.4. There are only 2 really bad bets. The UMass bet was a bad bet, awful. The Auburn bet was a bad bet, awful. Rutgers was a bad break. They won by 3. They had the football. 4.5 is what we laid. So that was kind of unfortunate. That would have been great. If we had gotten that Rutgers game, that would have made things a lot. 2-2 in football and 0-1-1 in hockey, much different day. So it's kind of that one really sent us off. A 2-3-1 day wouldn't have been horrific, but unfortunately it turned into a 1-4-1 day, which is not good. So here we are on a Sunday. Reminder about the live stream, noon Eastern time with myself. I think this week, I don't remember who's joining me tomorrow. It alternates every week in my brain. It's late at night. It's 11 o'clock Pacific, and I forget who's joining me tomorrow on the podcast. Sorry. But noon Eastern, live stream. I'll have a Wong teaser. I'll have 4 player props to give you guys coming up during there. We'll go over all the early games, all the late games, all the Sunday Night Football lines and props and picks and plays and whatnot. So we'll break down the whole slate for Sunday. Join us for half an hour or so. Quick hitting, very quick moving throughout the whole lines, heading down to kickoff for the 1 o'clock Eastern time games. Wong teaser to be given away. So join me noon Eastern on the Betting Pros YouTube channel. Search Betting Pros on YouTube, or 9 a.m. Pacific time, my time. So here's what we're going to do. So Saturday was bad, right? That means Sunday might be really bad. I don't know. I'm going to push my luck a little bit here and say maybe there's a chance because we just kind of tanked college football. So we went from having a record of, my college football record was 32-16. So now it's 33-19. Still pretty good, but we took a hit there. NFL is 17-16. Does that mean today is a big NFL day? Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. All right. So what am I eyeballing? We got to see. The Wong teaser very well might wind up being Washington +8 and Chicago +9. That's the potential. We'll see how we get to what the lines do a little bit as we head towards kickoff, but that's what I'm eyeballing. My teaser, which is 3-2 on the year, right? We've played how many games? 6 games, right? Yeah, 6. So this is week 6, week 7. Week 6, right? Yeah. So we're 3-2 heading into this game. Week 6, sorry. So we're 3-2. Here's my teaser. I like the Rams -1, taking it from 7 down. Sean McVay, if his wife goes into labor, he's going to miss this game. But the Rams always, and I mean always, beat the Cardinals. It's my one exception to my rule about survivor pick. This is my survivor pick for the week, Rams, is that I never pick divisional games except if it's Rams, Cardinals, or Niners, Cardinals. Both those teams own the Cardinals. I'm going to say, coming back here again, Rams and Matthew Stafford, Rams and Cooper Kupp. Looked really good last week. Defense is a little shaky, but the Cardinals, I'm not really worried about their offense all that much. So they got some banged up, some injury guys, some guys who aren't going to be available for them. So Rams down to -1 from 7 to -1, and the Texans at +2 up to +8. I really like this Texans team. I mean, I like it more than most people, I think. I'm a big believer right now in what CJ Stroud is doing, and they're at home against New Orleans. I think they win the game outright, to be quite honest, but I'm going to take the 2 points and tease it up to 8, and I think the Rams win the game. I think the Texans win the game. You can do a money line parlay of that again together if you want. You get good plus money on that, but I'm just going to lay the -120, the 1.2 units down. Rams +8. Rams -1, Texans +8 here. Now, this is not a Wong teaser. It's kicking off at different times. Obviously, we've got the Texans game that kicks off at 1 p.m. Eastern time, and then we got the Rams game that kicks off at 4:25 Eastern time, 1:25 locally. So my teaser personally, which is 3-2 on the year, Texans +8, Rams -1. The Wong teaser, which I can't give it to you yet, but we're eyeballing it. I'll confirm it for sure on the live stream at noon Eastern on Betting Pros, the YouTube channel. Washington +8, Chicago -9. All right, here are the other 3 plays I am making. The Bengals number dropped down below 3, and I'm going to take the Bengals. Look, I liked what I saw a lot last week. We were against them on the teaser, and the Bengals were awesome. The number's 2.5. The Bengals have the bye week next week. This is a huge game for their season. If they win this game and beat Seattle, who have had a very good start to their season, I'm not going to deny it, okay? Number opened up at 2.5, was bet to 3, was bet down to 3.5. Good two-way action on this game. Weather shouldn't be too much of a problem. Won't be great, but won't be too much of a problem. Seattle's coming off of a bye, which is big for them to prep for Joe Burrow and company. Their offense has been very good. Their defense has been highly underrated, okay? I understand why people are taking Seattle. I do. I just think this is a bad spot for them, and I don't love who they've played, okay? They played the Rams, the Lions, the Panthers, and the Giants. Those aren't exactly like killers, okay? Sure, they covered the last 3 games heading into the bye. Covered against the Lions, won the game outright as road dogs. Carolina at home laying 4.5. They won by 10 against the Giants. On the road laying 2.5. They killed them. Won by 21. But Joe Burrow hasn't been healthy. And I know since he has won 3-1 against the spread this year, and their only time they covered was last week when they crushed the Cardinals on the road. But I think Burrow moved in the pocket really well. And again, this is a big game for the Bengals. They really can't lose this game. All right, they're 2-3, 2-4 into the bye is not good. It's not over. Season's, not decimated, but it's a whole different story if you're 3-3. Now they're 1-1 at home against this straight up this year. They beat the Rams. They lost to Baltimore, 27-24. They're 2.5-point favorites now. I'm going to lay the 1.1 units. I know Seahawks off of a bye. A lot of pros are on the Seahawks. I'm just taking Burrow and company at home in a game that I think they really need to have Outdoors, Seattle team going east. I know after a bye, but still, I'm taking the Bengals -2.5 for 1.1 units. And by the way, feel free to fade these picks if you want, because I know where I am right now. I am cold at the moment. Okay. Two other plays. Weather. It's October. Okay. In October, we have got to pay attention to the weather. Let's start with Minnesota at Chicago. Bears backfield banged up. No Justin Jefferson. Every game so far this year for Chicago has gone over, but the Vikings are 1-4 to the over, 4-1 to the under. The weather is going to be not good. All right. Showers in the morning. Then the game will be played on the backside. We're talking about 20-mile-per-hour sustained winds in Chicago with wind gusts of 30 or more. It's going to impact the long passing game of Kirk Cousins, who just said he's not going to waive his no-trade clause, by the way, and no Justin Jefferson. Tough. And long kicks for both teams outdoors. The total for this game is 44.5 at DraftKings. Other books are at 43.5. So hopefully you guys can get this before DraftKings moves it. It's -115. I know the Bears have been an over machine. I know both defenses are not good, okay? But I think there's going to be a problem throwing the football. And I think if that happens, both defenses, they're professional football teams. They know what's coming. If they can go ahead and play close to the line of scrimmage and they can take away the running attack, I think we could be in for a punt fest here between two teams that aren't very good. I'm going under 44.5 Bears and the Vikings in Chicago with wind and rain and nastiness going on. We've seen it in the Midwest. There's a nasty system flying around. College football is impacted by it. I expect Minnesota and Chicago equally to be impacted by this game. I think the field will be fine. I don't think rain's the issue. Again, we talk about totals. We're looking at wind gusts and wind, sustained winds. 20, 25 mile per hour sustained winds is going to be seriously impactful on the way this game gets played. And wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour will 100% impact how this game gets played. Vikings at the Bears under 44.5 for 1.15 units. Equally, no Deshaun Watson playing. PJ Tucker now going to be the quarterback for the Browns. He's not horrible. I mean, he's played, bounced around, different teams, different leagues. The Niners could get there themselves, okay? I understand when you see a total of 36.5, that gets very scary, and you're like, wow, that number is really, really low. How many points will the Browns score? I really don't know, okay? But here we go. The winds will be a little bit less. 15 to 20 mile per hour sustained winds in Cleveland, gusts around 30, but this is a wind stadium, all right? When winds blow, I've bet unders a lot with the Cleveland Browns. They have a very good defense. Their offense is not going to score very much, and it's hard to make field goals. When it's this windy out, my gosh. Again, West Coast team coming east. Weather's going to suck. It's going to be chilly. It's going to be raining off and on throughout the entire game. And then we're going to get wind gusts, okay? So rain and 30 mile per hour wind gusts with 15 to 20 mile per hour sustained winds in a wind stadium. I know it's 36.5. Hold our nose, okay? Just deal with it. Niners defense stops the Browns. Browns defense stops the Niners. It is a slugfest. It is a nasty football game. Wind and rain and nasty of the fall in Ohio. I'm going under 36.5. 1.15 units going off there. All right. So 4 official plays here on the podcast right now. 1 more later in a teaser with the Wong teaser, and 4 more player props coming up on the live stream. Texans +8, Rams -1 for 1.2 units. Bengals -2.5 for 1.18 units. 44.5 under Bears Vikings 1.15 units. Niners Browns under 36.5, 1.15 units for us here on a Sunday. My name is Matt Perrault. I will see you guys during the live stream off Betting Pros' YouTube channel at noon Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific for Week 6 of the NFL. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt every single morning. The Daily Juice Podcast being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com.